Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome your faces to a brand new video. And today we are talking about Stranger Things. This is after the fact. If you guys don't know this is a series about after I go ahead and either watch something, play something, do something, and or want to talk about it after the fact. It's me pretty much reflecting on everything that, once I've gone ahead and experienced it, I talk about it. Here I have my dad with us, and as well, I don't know, I have this case over here, but this is our microphone case. As you guys don't know, I am a very big I would like to say nerd, geek, kind of like a fun guy to be around because I like sci-fi. If you guys can't tell, I have Back to the Future right here, and we also have a Tron Ares popcorn buckets. If you guys don't know, it's kind of like me and my dad's thing. He enjoys movies as much as I do. He enjoys sci-fi as much as I do. He enjoys anything anime related as well. Like one of his favorite animes is My Hero Academia, even though he doesn't know much about the fan base, and thank God he doesn't. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We're not going to go into that because that's more or less like that's not the topic right now. What we were going to want to talk about is Stranger Things season 5, the ending, the finale. I guess they came out with 8 episodes total? Was it what it was, right?
I thought it was 9, 8.
9 episodes. It was split up into 3 different parts. Correct?
Yeah,
right?
3 different
Thanksgiving,
parts.
Christmas, and then the last one on New Year's.
Yep.
And how I remember it, because I watched it about what is it today, the 3rd? So I watched it on New Year's Eve. I went to the movie theaters with my sister. Her and I went to go watch it. It was a phenomenal experience because I got to watch it with other people that enjoyed the series. And so it kind of had a great reaction. He didn't go because he was stuck here watching the Miami Hurricanes.
I was stuck here. I chose to watch my football game.
He's not gonna go out.
I'm a diehard Canes fan. The U, baby.
God forbid anybody Miami's playing, he's gonna watch it. Unless it's the Dolphins, because
we suck.
The Dolphins suck complete ass.
Unless they fire that coach and get new people, or they fire that quarterback.
Well, I don't think it's the coach. Oh yeah, I think it's more Tua.
No, it's the coach.
It's the coach. Okay, we're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about that too much because then again, we are still Miami fans. I'm a big Miami Heat fan. I've been a Miami Heat fan since LeBron was there. Was a big Miami Heat fan since D Wade was there with Chris Bosh, the dynamic trio. The big three, we like to call it. I was also a big Marlins fan, Miami Dolphins fan, Hurricanes, all that stuff. But enough. He stayed here to watch the Hurricanes game. I decided to go out to watch Stranger Things. And so one thing I would talk about is a very big major part in that episode that I like to say is that Steve Harrington. Remember that when they were on the radio tower?
At the end?
No, in the beginning. When the radio tower got hit by the abyss.
And
he almost fell and died. When I tell you, the entire theater gasped. Like it was a silent moment because they like teased it and everything. They were like, "Oh my God, Steve's gonna fall. He's gonna die." When he when the screen went to black, and everyone was like, "Oh no, fuck!" I promise you, I heard not a single soul until it went back to the screen. And what had happened was Jonathan grabbed his hand, and all you heard was claps, cheers. Like I swear to God, like it felt like, remember when Captain America grabbed Mjolnir for the first time in Endgame? That is exactly the reaction that Steve got from whenever he went to go pick it up.
Okay.
When Steve went to go
pick him up.
When Jonathan went to pick Steve up.
Yeah.
That was the greatest reaction I think I've heard in the movie theater. And that was over like a TV show. It wasn't even like a major movie, Yeah. The Duffer Brothers have made a fantastic series. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of like ins and outs and stuff like that. So a lot of people are complaining about the ending. A lot of people are complaining about how season 5, the final part went. In my opinion, it was fantastic. It was a great way to end this because fuck it, whatever. Sure, they went ahead and played it safe. I don't really care. I'm glad they did that because you know why? Because this story isn't about them all too much. It's about the collective group. Not everyone had to die. No one had to die a huge death, in my opinion. No, like sure we got Callie, which was a sister of 11. Frankly, she passed away, but we didn't.
Did she really? Like, I mean,
dog, she was in the explosion.
Yeah, I guess so.
She was in the explosion
with the mass, whatever they were calling it.
Yeah, the particle accelerator thing.
Mass, yeah. Okay. I mean, I thought 11 was.
Don't know what happened, but it's whatever. Video stopped recording. It's all good. But yeah, so like I said, she was caught in the explosion.
Mhm.
So and here's the cool thing about it. If you guys haven't already known, but this is a spoilers kind of talk about the whole after the fact situation. I'm kind of gonna get into little details here, but with Mike's theory about 11,
Mhm.
you also have to take into account that Elle can't use her powers to telepathically communicate to Mike.
Mhm.
Now, here's a crazy thing, right? She was in the upside down. She wasn't in the real world. So it could be like a portal situation, I guess you could say, where as long as she was in the upside down, the kryptonite doesn't affect her, or the radio frequency doesn't affect her.
Like,
You get what I'm saying?
Doctor Strange going through the portal?
No. Like, so kind of like a wall. I don't know how to explain it. So you know how Wi-Fi signals and stuff like that can't go through metal beams and like steel walls and like bricks and everything like that?
Uh-huh.
What if the frequency of the thing couldn't go through the upside down, like, because it's a wormhole.
Yeah.
It's like it's just like a bridge to another dimension.
Mhm.
So with that being said, with the bridge, maybe it cuts off right there. You know what I'm saying? Like she could use her power when she's not in the same facility. As long as it's not facing her, like the kryptonite's not facing her, she can use her power. Maybe. Or Mike's theory, which is she got away, right?
Okay.
We have one of two options. She either dies or she's alive and she went to the waterfalls. Now, it's up to us as fans and viewers to genuinely sit there and go, okay, what can we theorize? And here's the crazy part about it. They need to let the series die, right? They need to let it go and never touch it. And this is my reasoning behind what I'm going to say this, is because you have a lot of people doing universes for series that don't need spinoffs, right?
So you don't think it deserves a spinoff?
No, absolutely not. Nope.
Okay. That's very interesting. I mean,
and the reason why I say that,
because there's three options that people are theorizing of what's going to be next, what spinoff show is going to be next, whatever the case is. The internet is going crazy, wild about it. One of them is
watching the clips on Facebook and everything.
One of them is the new Dungeons and Dragons crew, the little kids.
Right.
At the end of the show, that they go down.
I don't think. I don't think that's going to happen.
And they all start playing, and then Mike from up the top of the ladder is looking down, starts reminiscing of what's going on. That's one theory people say. Second theory is when you see 11 out in the countryside.
So you want to do a solo series for her?
Like not necessarily a solo series, but possibly to reintroduce the crews or whatever. It's just like the season, the second or third season. I forgot which one it was, when we all thought Hopper died, and you especially were kind of devastated. You're like, no, how the hell they're gonna kill Hopper?
Yeah, well, I mean, because you got to realize Hopper's like our favorite character, if not like the series' favorite character. Like you had Alexei, right? Alexei, which was like the little slurpy guy in like season 2 or 3, right? Mm-hmm. And everyone loved him. And then when he passed away, it was like, oh my god, how can they do that? We got introduced to him. We got kind of like a bond with him. Mm-hmm. Hopper is so great as a character that we named our fucking dog after him. I do not care. The greatest television character of all time will forever be Hopper, in my opinion. Not only as a father, as a police sheriff, as a soldier, as a father figure, because he's technically not 11's father, but still a figure, right? As a husband, a boyfriend, well, no matter what the fuck you want to say, he is a phenomenal character. They wrote him as, I don't even know, it was like grabbing a piece of pen and just majestically giving birth to the character. And I don't know what it is. And here's something about Hopper that I really enjoyed in the season finale was his speech at the end. And here's what really got to me.
I mean, he always gave out good speeches.
He always did. And here's the funny thing about it, right? That entire episode, I did not cry. And I was happy. I was so happy. He gave that speech to Mike. And if you guys don't know what the speech is, I'm gonna try to grab a clip of it and show it here. If I don't, then I'll go ahead and already say it. He speaks about you have two roads, two options. You can either go down the first road, which is the one that he went down, which was, kind of blame yourself, and then push everyone away, which is not fair, or go down the second road. You don't have to. What did he say? He said you don't have to understand why you did. You don't have to blame yourself for what happened. You don't have to not think about it, right? Because you can still think about it. So it's all right. You're still human. You can still think about what happened. You don't have all the feelings don't have to be there, but you can still feel. Just don't beat yourself up for it. You just have to accept it and live your best goddamn life. That broke me. That, as an audience member and someone who has gone through a lot, not only in 2025, but to end the year hearing that, listening to that, pushing into the next year, this year alone, God, that broke me. It was great. As a consumer, as someone that enjoyed the series, I loved what the Duffer Brother did.
Okay.
I really do.
It's all good. Like I said, I mean, the whole show to me was a great given. I think it was what started in 2015, around there.
10 years, dude.
And so on and so forth. And
15, 16, no.
The way I was looking at it, it just goes back to the saying, the theories. So that was the first theory, right?
All right.
With the whole
I was about 12, 13 years old.
Something like that. Something like
crazy.
That. Your mom never wanted to show you guys that because she thought it was too gory and too whatever,
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So that was the first thing with the kids going down to play Dungeons and Dragons. The second one was like what I said, 11 out and about,
right,
going around like that. And then you got to pay very, very close attention to pretty much. You got to be attention oriented to these movies that people then later on start. Oh, that was that. Oh, that's why they did that. Oh, that's why that was
like the Easter eggs, like the tiny ones.
Yeah. So pretty much the other one was when Hopper was proposing to Joyce.
Oh, you're talking about the what is it? Meton?
No, I'm saying so. Man, you just messed me up with my name. Just so when Hopper was proposing to Joyce about getting married, and then he was saying that I think it's Nantucket.
One of the
I had it, but you just said something.
Yeah, my bad. It was like the real what I guess the Stranger Things was actually inspired by. I don't know much about it, but that's essentially what it is.
And it's cool, like seeing things where these guys are originally. So originally we are now filming in North Carolina. I don't know if you told them what part of North Carolina you're from.
I mean, I'm not going to tell them any. I mean, it's whatever. They find
us. So pretty much the Duffer Brothers are from our backyard here, and Durham, which is crazy. So they're from Durham, real local. Guys are here, and I saw today. Adrian showed me one of the things of the radio station. They got that.
Yeah, it was over by like
Durham.
Is it Durham? Yeah. It's right behind like a Bojangles and Dollar General. I remember that.
Or something like that. Yeah. And they got it from here.
It's such North Carolina for you, dude.
Cool. Kudos to them. But yeah, so then that's the third theory of mine that I discovered going through Facebook. And when Facebook, you start looking up something, it takes you to the wormhole. And I swear, Zuckerberg, I think you and your spies or whatever get into our brains and start taking data and just,
All right, conspiracy theorists, just calm down now because he's coming out with some great Meta glasses, okay? Shout out to the fucking displays. I might end up having an exchange from Gen 2s to get a little,
but that's every crazy, that's every app, Google, Meta, whatever.
It's anything. They just take all the information.
Whatever you type in, you say car, and they're gonna give you just nothing but cars for the next 30 minutes until you get bored.
Yeah, I mean,
so pretty much I started watching one video, and then I just started going to the next video. The same. You guys know what I'm talking about when you guys are scrolling through social media. So like I said, that was the third theory that that was said about the whole ending, finale, so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, to me, the show it had a good run. what was it, 5 seasons?
5 seasons.
So
Each season was like 10 to 12 episodes into the final.
But I don't know if it was bad that they took that long to finish it, and everybody made fun of it because the kids were no longer kids. The kids are now adults. If it makes sense.
Can you really tell at the end? Can you tell?
I mean, kind of, not really.
Yeah.
You could tell like an episode or two when because now remember, they've been adults already for 2-3 episodes. When
Not
you told the big
adults.
difference
They were
is when they took the big long gap that they came back. So season 5 and season 4, they were about the same age. Season 3 was about the same. So between season two and 3 is when you saw the big gap spurt of who the hell are these guys, and that's when everybody, SNL and all these people were making fun of them, and you know they were big adults or whatever, so on and so forth.
And I don't know what really took them so long, but I mean, whatever it was, I'm just glad that it was able to. I don't know, because you're so invested into it. That's 10 years of show, and that's 10 years of like people's lives, not only like their lives, but our lives in general too.
Yeah.
So see, ending kind of like. I don't want to talk about the ending because the ending was really good, in my opinion. People were talking about how like lackluster it was. I don't think it was. I think it was a perfect ending for the perfect cast. And you know, with Lucas and Max, them getting their kiss and them getting, you know, being together finally, and no drama, no situationship, none of that bullshit. Then you got, you know, Dustin and how he went to college and he always made time for the weekends for him and Steve, and that was just
that was cool. And going back to another
Steve
ending, Harrington, the
growth in Steve was phenomenal. That character development was great.
The way they adapted that, because now remember, he was supposed to be gone after season 1.
Really?
Like that's what they were all saying. You know, on these wormholes that I went through with Facebook, they were saying that Steve was only supposed to last season 1, but the Duffers liked it, and they liked the guy, the actor, and the thing how he just brought it to life, and so on and so forth. And then that's when they brought in Maxine's brother to replace Steve. Billy.
Oh my God,
the evil, to replace what Steve was, because they saw how Steve Harrington adapted with the kids, and how it was, you know, and you see it at the end, all he is just a kid's guy. You know, he said
he had such the greatest fucking finale ever. He he didn't have the fittest suits. He didn't have the greatest job. He didn't have, you know, he
didn't care. At the end of the day,
he did. No, it was more of a better thing, because like he was working as a sex ed teacher. You know, he was training, you know, he was being a coach. He was a coach, and he was working like, I wouldn't say minimum wage, but he wasn't earning like the highest checks either.
No,
but he was happy.
He was happy, and that's what I tell you. Remember, all you kids, anybody that, you know, is young, hey, go after your passion, pursue it, and whatever you love doing, that's what you're gonna be doing, and it's gonna be nothing you'll like to show up to do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Versus going to a job
and going like,
I don't want to be here,
these assholes,
you know, so on and so forth.
Yeah, but I mean,
so anyway, so Steve's character was supposed to be after the first episode, and then they saw how the chemistry with the kids, so on and so forth, grew, and they said, you know what, we're keeping this guy on, and I'm glad they did that. They adapted the screenplay for him not to get axed, and then they just kept on making it bigger as a bigger plot. One of the funniest goofy scenes is when he was at the ice cream shop with
Dustin. He was like, yeah, Dustin,
you know, and he had the whole chip thing or whatever. And yeah, that was one of the good things.
I think the best season of Stranger Things, in my opinion, had to be season 2 and 3, only for the fact of not only Billy, because Billy was a great villain / like I guess I would call him an anti-villain, anti-hero kind of ish, because at the end he had his redemption.
Yeah,
Billy was a great person, in my opinion, because he was very misunderstood.
He was a good heel.
Yeah, he was a good heel. In wrestling terms, if you guys don't know, he was a bad guy, but everyone And here's my thing.
So
I'm
pretty
gonna
much,
start, I'm gonna start getting into wrestling myself. If you guys don't know, you guys are gonna watch the documentary, not documentary, but me documenting me getting into professional wrestling a little bit. I'm gonna try to do my first indie show this year. But to give an analogy, heels are bad guys, baby faces are good guys. Cody Rhodes, good guy. Drew McIntyre, heel. 08 Randy Orton, heel. 08 John Cena, babyface, right? You have these great people, but the thing is, there's heels that you love to hate and hate to love, and that's the phenomenal thing about it. Don't take that as trademark because I'm gonna take it. Fuck no, Steve was a babyface. Anytime he went heel was when he aligned himself with Steve. That was when he became a heel when he aligned himself with Vince McMahon. That's the only time he was a heel.
So that was a heel. I thought he was
because he was anti-authority, so he's babyface. He was against Vince McMahon. He was against. He was always like, "I'm the guy that goes to work and flips off my boss, drinks beer on the job." That's him, you know. But besides that, right? Billy was the character you love to hate, but hate to love, because it's the fact that like he was so misunderstood. Because I don't think you remember, but he was getting abused by his father, right? And his Max's mom was his stepmom, so they were related by marriage. So that was the only thing. So Max was Billy's stepmom or stepsister, and Billy was Max's stepbrother. You know. So with that being said, he really didn't give two shits because he missed his own mother. And at the end, even though he didn't give a fuck about Max, he still sacrificed himself. So that was like the redemption arc. So that's why I was like, damn, he was a very misunderstood character, because seeing where like he comes from, such an abusive, he has to have this toxic masculinity to be able to be like, I'm macho man, yada, yada, yada. But his swag, his style, the aura he gave off was just like, God, man, it's so great. Like his outfits, like great. Because I mean, I look at it and I go, I want to dress up like him. I want to dress just like him. I want to dress like Steve Harrington. Like Steve's hair, phenomenal. I look at Jonathan Byers and I go, you're fucking lame, dude. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, Jonathan Byers is one of those quiet kids that just sit in the back of the room and
smoking fucking weed and like getting paranoid.
Just goes through life, and it is what it is.
And then the whole real weird love triangle between Nancy Wheeler, Jonathan Byers, and Steve Harrington. It was a weird situation.
But the way they settled it at the end and they explained it and they sat down in that room that was melting down.
Yeah, that unproposal scene was, in my opinion, kind of sad, but I'm glad it happened, because then now you saw like two people, because it was a very healthy kind of breakup.
Yeah.
It was I love you and I will forever always love you. But we do not match.
Yeah, we don't have any chemistry together.
We are not good together.
Yeah, chemistry. Yeah.
And Nancy pissed me off that season. That final season. Like, sure, whatever, we can call the Wheelers, walk them down Wheelers, because I don't know if you know that, but like on Instagram and stuff, I got like these very cool memes and like everything, like edits. They'll have like, what is it? It's like walk them down Wheelers. I don't know if you know what a walk them down is. No. Walk them down is like putting the hands up. Like they're not afraid to fucking throw hands. They're not afraid to duck a fade or throw some shit.
And
like
the
mom was going fucking crazy that season. Like she put a fucking propane tank in the damn dryer, blew that shit up. She fucking went out with a banger, trying to take out a Demogorgon. Yeah. I was like, dude, what?
And she kicked ass, you know what I mean?
Mr. Wheeler, he tried to put some belt to ass, but it didn't really work too much.
The mom had
the mom had then fucking Nancy out here fucking putting down damn soldiers like it was left and right. That combination of her and Hopper putting down fucking soldiers like it was nothing. I'm like, damn, they're dropping like fucking flies. Ain't y'all trained to be going against other fucking militaries and y'all getting walked down by a teenager in a fucking retired military? Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Plot. That's plot armor is what it is. But that was great. Now I'm gonna get to the big fight scene. What did you think of the huge fight scene between the real life Demogorgon, or not Demogorgon, the Mind Flayer, Vecna, versus the gang?
Okay. It shows again that united we win, divided we lose.
Shut the fuck up. That's not what I'm saying. I'm like, what do you think of it?
Yeah, like let me get to the point. You know what I'm saying?
Like such an old man.
Like united we win, divided we lose, and pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? They took it to them. Like they knew what they had to do. They had to get both minds. Help me out, Henry's mind
And,
and
Vecna, or
and,
not Vecna, the Mind Flayer.
and the mind flare. They had to separate them to make it pretty much even, because together they're going to be united,
Right.
and it's going to be stronger. But if Vecna's worrying about what's inside, and the other one, the mind flare, is worried about what's outside, then it goes to the thing.
But-
I like the way they did it, and
Okay, that's very controversy because I've been seeing online a lot of people have been like, "Where are the demo dogs? Where are the Demogorgons? Where's the demo bats?"
and that's
And
what I
not only
said.
that,
And
but not only that, but then
okay.
there was also the fact that it was like,
Can I explain to
yeah, but hold
the
on, like,
theory? Right.
let me also get like finish where it was because like where are these things at? But then again, it's also like, why did they hype up the Mind Flare for 5 seasons for 10 years for it to go down in a 5-minute fight or like a 10-15-minute fight?
Okay. So remember what I said. United, we win.
Right.
Divided, we lose.
Right.
All right. So when Henry and the Mind Flayers start fighting their own battles,
Mhm.
it's just like anybody, any human being. Once you start having thoughts in your head
Mhm.
and you start double guessing yourself,
Right.
you're gonna always lose. You're always gonna be like, "Damn, I should have done this." You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. So the reason the Demo Dogs, the Demogorgons, and all that, they were still in the Upside Down.
No, they weren't because it was empty.
It
remember
wasn't
that.
all empty.
It was empty because the military were just fucking cruising on in there like it was nothing. Dude, you got to realize the Upside Down was
It's
practically
huge,
empty.
but it's huge.
It's
The
just
Upside Down
Hawkins. It's just Hawkins in the sky. It's legit. The city of Hawkins is just the town of Hawkins.
It's huge.
It really wasn't though. That's the thing. It was just the town of
So
Hawkins.
No.
Because it wasn't even huge. Remember, it closed off from the lab to the library. Because remember, it had the little wall that you couldn't just drive through. So it was actually pretty small.
Okay,
Wasn't
but then
huge.
you had that was just that little protective thing, but you also had so if it was just the wall, so what was after the wall?
The fucking abyss. That just space.
Okay, exactly. So now,
How the fuck are the Demogorgons gonna live out in space? The Demo Bats or the Demo Dogs?
okay, so when Eddie was rocking,
Right?
right? Remember that one
Yes.
with the whole Metallica?
Yes.
Okay, if he wasn't quiet, if they were quiet, they would have never came to him, right? They were guarding something in there, right? In Hawkins, they were guarding something, right? Think about it.
No.
They had to make noise to attract the Demo Bats or whatever the frigging you want to call them.
But did you not see where it came from though? The sky. Where is in the sky? The abyss. What comes from the abyss? Vecna, the Mind Flayer, Demogorgons, Demo Dogs, all of these things. That's what I'm saying
The whole
though.
point, okay, and what I'm
Like-
saying is the whole point is that they're not.
They were making
their
noise the
mind
whole
was
season.
their mind wasn't connected to bring in the.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man, because like at the end of the day, I was looking at it and I was like, they were making noise. The military were shooting rounds. Did we not hear no Demo Dogs, no Demogorgons, no Demo Bats when they were just fucking shots being shot off.
Okay.
None of that. Then you also had, who else? The whole situation where Nancy and what's his face? Jonathan were yelling when they were in the melted room. Not a single thing can hear it, right?
Could
So-
they have been preparing for something else? Because remember now, like
But it's
the
just
whole
like,
the whole plan for them was to clash both and make one, right?
right?
The whole plan from the Mind Flayer and Henry, whatever. It was the whole to join both, right?
Yeah.
So what if they were all kind of like just hibernating? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
So here's a cool
And
theory.
being
Here's a cool
put
theory.
away
And this is why I
until
brought
then.
that up, because here's a cool theory about it. I just wanted to test what you thought, right? Here's a theory I've been seeing is that the Mind Flayer in season 3 at the mall, at Starfall Mall, whatever the hell it's called, the Mind Flayer needed rats and flesh to be able to create the body
Of
of the Mind Flayer.
okay.
What if the Mind Flayer in the Abyss needed all the Demo Dogs, Demogorgons, all that stuff? Because when you look at the Mind Flayer in the Abyss, what did it look like? It looked like a bunch of flesh from Demogorgons, Demo Dogs, Demo Bats. So what if it was just all connected in there? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know.
That was just a theory I was thinking about because I just wanted to test what you thought. Because in my opinion, it kind of made zero sense because we saw the only time we ever saw Demogorgon, Demo Bat, Demo anything was when they were hunting down the kids.
Yeah.
Only time.
Mm-hmm.
Then we never saw them again. So it was like, if we're gonna utilize them, why not utilize them in a big fight? You know, because in my opinion, it felt like the tiny pawns of the chess piece were a lot more important than the actual king. You know.
Well, at the end of the day, you also got to remember too that Jonathan can control them now too.
Will,
yeah. The Will can control them now too.
Which was a crazy when it happened when the first part came out and he did that to Vecna and shit, or not Vecna, but the Demogorgons.
Yeah,
I was like in shock. I was like, what?
So could it have been that instead of sacrificing Demogorgons and Demodogs or whatever, you know, because Will was gonna control them or whatever?
So you're thinking like he would have off-screened them?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much just go ahead and just, you know, go away. You know what I'm saying? And take them, like he did, like snap their legs, like how he's been doing with Henry. You know, snapping his leg or his arm, whatever. Remember, he had the arm like that, and
then he just he like snapped it in half and everything. And I was like, okay, that's kind of crazy.
Because now I remember Will is pretty powerful. You know what I mean? So you know
what's crazy? When was this? When did it take place? It was 89, 88, 89, right?
Something around there.
Will ended up moving
87, 89 around there.
Will ended up moving to Milwaukee in 89.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I thought about when that entire thing happened?
Mm-hmm.
Dahmer was in Milwaukee at that time. And where did Will go? To bars.
Yeah.
And where was Dahmer at?
Yeah.
In the bars.
Yeah, I seen.
I was like, well, this is kind of weird and coincidental. I hope they don't bring two to two together, you know?
Yeah.
But
I seen the AI generated things.
Oh, Jesus.
That's crazy.
No. So that happened, and like to bring it all back around, Robin's story was great. Having her, I don't even know what she was doing at the end, honestly. She just came back to the radio station to do one more thing for Rock and Robin. I remember that she wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
And I know Jonathan was out there doing movie school, film school, and everything like
Nancy
that.
was doing something with a newspaper.
Yeah, and then she just quit and then went to the real world.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, okay, toss up in the air. Is it cool? Is it whatnot? You know what? Nancy
Wheeler. The other cool thing too is remember that, like I said, you have to be kind of putting the things from back in the day, so on and so forth.
Right.
I feel
like there's gonna be so many people that grab random facts from
with Dusty, he grabbed he flicked off the
and that was Eddie's little thing.
Yeah. You guys are gonna see me walk down the stage, flick off the principal, take the diploma, whatever, and exactly how Eddie said, that's how Dusty did it.
Right.
And, you know, kudos
redemption
to that.
Arc for him pretty much. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty cool.
Kudos, you know what I'm saying? Like, RIP, my man, you know, type, and go ahead and then, you know, redeemed it and stuff like that.
I think overall, in my opinion, I'd give that entire ending a solid 9.5. You know, 9.5, close to a 10. It was almost a 10 out of 10, but I think I give it a 9.5, only because there was a lot of unclearness towards the ending, like, you know, what happened to 11, what's, you know, besides like a lot of like because it felt like it was kind of rushed, and not only rushed, but like there's like so many theories out there.
But they had to rush, not rush it, but they had to close the chapter already.
They did.
You know, you're talking about from 2015 to 25.
Yes,
that's, you know. And the kids,
but it's like, why didn't they work on that the entire time? You know what I'm saying? Why did it take so long? And why did the ending kind of feel a little bit rushed? Like there was bits and pieces. Like there's fans theorizing, like when Will was talking about his coming out scene to the whole gang, which was like, he was talking about certain things, like, oh, we went to this place to get ice cream, and fans went back and was like, that place never sold ice cream, that was a hardware store. Or like when they were turning on the radio tower, the lever went from red to gray and stuff like that, and it was like, why are we misplacing things? Fans are theorizing such and such, and others like got the Duffer Brothers like, dude, the fans got better endings than we had. What the fuck? Like, what's going on here? And it's like, that's what really kind of irked me a little bit, was like it felt rushed because of those things. But none of the fact, either way the story concluded, and I feel like they don't need to reopen that, because I heard that they're coming out with an animated series from between season 2 to season 3, from that little gap when they were little kids to the teenage years before.
Like, I mean, they
did, but it's like they don't need to make an animated series, in my opinion. Just leave it. Like, why do we have to do that? Because they already have like a musical of the prequel of like Henry's backstory and like Joyce and all them. Like, remember like the flashback scene where we saw Henry in high school and everything like that?
Yeah.
That right there is a musical.
Okay.
You know, there's a Stranger Things a musical.
Well,
So it's like, okay, cool. Or it's a play. I don't really know. I haven't really done my research on that. But from what I heard, it's one of those things. And it's like, why do we need to explore further into a story that's just out there? You know, that's one thing I like about Quentin Tarantino, is that he leaves the ending up to the audience. Have you ever seen that?
not really.
Pulp Fiction, people when he opened up the briefcase, like, oh, what's the briefcase? What's in the briefcase? You know, people are like speculating, and he's always said the ending's whatever you want it to be. You know, Hateful Eight, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
In the snow, like the little cabin in Snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. You know, he's got like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. A bunch of those movies like he made. You have to like, I guess not reinvent, but like kind of think of the ending yourself. And that's what I really liked about it. You know, is leave it up to the audience to come up with theories or what they think the ending is like and stuff like that. Which is why I'm like, okay, cool. We don't need any more. It's done, it's dead, whatever. Going back to what I was talking about, like the whole like universe shit doesn't need to be done.
The whole what?
So here's what I like to call the MCU effect, which is timelines and windows of just random shit that they're just gonna drop, right? Perfect example, Welcome to Derry. Have you watched Welcome to Derry yet?
No, not yet.
Have you heard of it?
That's the one, the It or whatever?
Yes, the Pennywise one.
Yeah.
I've seen clips of it, haven't seen the full thing. I want to watch it. But here's the cool thing about it, not cool thing, but whatever. It is a storyline that connects to the Dark Tower. Do you know anything about the Dark Tower?
The Dark Tower, is that the movie with Matthew McConaughey?
It is.
Okay.
And Idris Elba.
Okay.
But the actual storyline behind the Dark Tower is that the Dark Tower is like this abyss of negative energy that gives off things to creatures and monsters. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then there's the fact that you have I forgot what it was called. It was like a turtle that gives off like positive energy or whatever. I don't really know the whole story behind it, but it's Stephen King. So Stephen King's whole universe is cool, right? Now we have It. It was the only movie. The Shining was the only movie. You know, what's it called? Oh, The Shining. Or not The Shining. I already said that one.
Yeah.
What's it called?
E.T.?
Huh?
E.T.?
No, not E.T., not E.T., not E.T. It's something. I think it's like Dr. Glass or Mr. Glass or some shit like that. I can't really remember. But all these like extraterrestrial powers are all connected together. So like It is connected to the Shining universe because one of the characters in Welcome to Derry, they end up going to the hotel that the Shining is in. And then, you know, spoiler alert, you know, they get, which is why the author Stephen King didn't really like the whole thing behind the Shining movie adaptation, because it didn't really go one-on-one with the books, you know. So now going back to the timeline thing, the reason why I don't like it is because why do we like, don't get me wrong, Welcome to Derry is a great series. I've heard nothing wrong about it, right? But
I haven't seen it.
But then, I mean, I haven't either, but like I said, there's nothing wrong about it. But then now you have these networks that are milking the shit out of this dry, you know, like it's like, oh great, you know, don't get me wrong, it's great entertainment, it's great way to spend time and just watch shows and everything like that.
Typically sequels don't do great.
They don't,
you know. See, it's only two movies that I come to mind that boom, okay, one of them is John Wick. John Wick killed it. Okay,
Ballerina didn't, in my opinion. Ballerina.
No, but that's a spinoff. I'm talking about like
that's what I'm talking about. The spinoffs.
Okay.
You know,
and then the other one would be
like Ballerina was not a great movie in my opinion. Like, don't get me wrong, Honor the Optimist was, I mean, whatever, cool and whatnot. But the thing is that, like, in my opinion, the movie didn't do all too well, and it's not because it was a woman that played the main character. It was just the story felt lackluster in my opinion.
Okay.
You know, it didn't feel like a John Wick movie, and it's like a John Wick universe. It wasn't a Wick movie, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like, it's in the Wick universe and it had John Wick in it. Yeah. You know?
And the parts that he had in it were awesome.
Yeah, I just didn't like the ballerina movie. In my opinion, it wasn't the greatest.
Nah.
Whatever.
I mean, they try
That's
to
just my
get. I
thing.
mean, it is what it is. And then the other one
Sequels
would
and
be
prequels
the other what you call it other one that has sequels
or
is
spin-offs.
spin-off.
Yeah.
No, not spin-off. Sequel would have
Okay.
been it's Top Gun. You know what I mean? But
But they've only
but-
come out with 2.
yeah, and both of them were fucking great.
Yeah.
And it took them.
What
how
about
many
Back to the
years?
Future?
Back to the Future got boring after a while. But
Really?
I think the first one was the main one. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah.
You didn't like 2?
I mean,
I love 2.
not really. The first one has always been my classic
best.
one. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? How the way he met his mom and so on and so forth, where his dad helped out. That's always been the classic. But yeah, technically,
What about the Rockies?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I've never seen a bad Rocky film. Even the 5th one was like pretty decent. That was after he fought Drago and like lost
it's
all
just
the
like
shit.
now too with the Creed. He's doing Creed's are good.
Creed 2 was kind of
Creed all going on spinoffs. Creed is a good. I forgot about
the
that.
third
you know what I'm
Creed
saying?
was a great movie.
But it goes off the Rocky, because Rocky's still in
Yeah.
there, and
I'd
took
say
them
that's a
a while.
spin-off.
You know what I'm saying? That's a successful spinoff on my.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. You don't
The
think?
first one was good. The first one was decent. The second one I think was better because it was talking about Drago's son and then
They
Apollo
had to
Creed's
integrate,
son.
yeah.
So it was like, okay, cool. The third one I think was my favorite of them all.
Yeah, with Jonathan
Yeah.
Myers or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
Jonathan Myers, one of the two. But that was a great one for
Yeah.
sure. But like the whole situation with like the MCU effect is you're never gonna see like everything be great from beginning to end. You're always gonna have some flops. You're always gonna have some bangers. And what I love right now is that they're finally coming out with bangers for sure. But to reel it back into the Stranger Things situation, it was a phenomenal series. It was a phenomenal first season, phenomenal second season, great third season, decently well fourth season, and a fantastic wrap on the 5th season, right? And the reason why I count it down in that order because we went from a mysterious town, right? That's essentially what it was. It was a horror show. It was a horror show turned action.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So it was the mystery horror aspect that was phenomenal in the first 2 seasons that then turned action into the 3rd season that went into high sci-fi, blah, 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 blah. In the 4th season with, the Russians and all this extra bullshit.
Mhm.
And then in the 5th season, it was like, all right, let's just wrap it all up. Let's just end it. Let's just do great. Let's bring it back to what it was. Don't get me wrong. There's like a lot of weird stuff that was happening in the 5th season. Like it felt more like jokingly, like you had that one character, the bald guy, the one that always brought the supplies.
No.
Not Alexi. The guy that brought the supplies. Can't remember his name. They always called him Bald Eagle.
Yeah.
But like
Yuri.
No. Yeah, was it Yuri?
I thought it was Alexi. I mean, the other one was Yuri. I forget.
Alexi was the guy that died.
Oh.
I can't remember. But I think Yuri is a guy from Russia too.
Yeah.
The prison guy.
Yeah, one of those.
But nonetheless, I mean, it goes great. No, it went phenomenal, great, decent, fantastic way to end the series.
Mhm.
I do think so. Because like I said, it went from the mysterious horror to action sci-fi, and then goes into communist and politics and whatnot.
Pretty much what the 80s was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the greatest song I think that came out of Stranger Things, my opinion, top 3, Should I Stay or Should I Go, in the very beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Hopper, when he sings Don't Spit in the Wind. Remember when he was in his little Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
Don't tug on Superman's cape, don't spit in the wind.
Yeah.
And then When Doves Cry. Greatest 3 songs, because I could not stand Running Up That Hill. I could not stand it because it was overplayed as shit.
And they overplayed it, yeah.
Because that top 3, like I said, Should I Stay or Should I Go? Don't Spit in the Wind, and When Doves Cry.
Mm-hmm.
Great way to go ahead and make that little scene for the explosion to give it to Prince.
Yeah. Yeah.
But overall, I think
because remember they were also talking about I'm gonna choose the record. No, I'm gonna choose the record. No, why should you choose the record? You have
they
no
gave
taste.
Him Bald Eagle.
Whatever. So yeah, he pretty much said, "Boom, this is what it is," and that was a good record.
I do think so. And then, so I mean, to wrap this all up in the video in itself, I think I give Stranger Things because it was a decade of my life, right? Because I got to watch it, I got to experience it every single like when it came out in the summer of season 3. I remember we sat down and watched it at the old apartment, right? During season 4, you and I watched it. You know, where was it? At the house? We were at the house at the time.
So. Yeah.
And then during season 5, we got to watch it here, and then I got to go watch it at the movie theater with my sister. You know, it's just so great. You know, because even like, how old was Adrian? Adrian was like what, 6 years old? Yeah, she was like 6 years old when the thing came out.
No.
Yeah, it's been 10 years.
2015. Adrian was born in 2009. About 5, 6 years old.
Yeah,
give or take.
So that's crazy. I was 12, 13. I'm 22, about to be 23. Insane. That was like a decade, right? And I've been a fan, and I think I would never go back and watch a show and not be excited the way
it kind of reminds me of when in the late 90s they started saying that they were going to start coming out with Star Wars movies every 3, 4, or 5 years. I can't remember what the span was, but in the late 90s, mind you, I was in my early 20s.
Was this when the prequels were coming out, like the Phantom Menace, the Attack of the Clones, and
something like that? It was Star Wars. You know,
it was after the sequels.
So Star Wars. So it was late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, that
was in my early 20s.
It was the prequels.
And I was hyped. You know what I'm saying? And I was hyped because I was like gauging off. All right, Chris was born in 2003.
Damn, fucking dickhead.
I forget. You know,
fucking asshole.
2003. So pretty much, all right, Chris is gonna be 4 years old when this one comes out. Chris is gonna be 8 years old when this one's gonna be. Chris is gonna be 12 when this one. So it was like keep on, and it was pretty cool. It's just like the kid with the glasses, the magician, Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry Potter.
It's like
great film. My opinion, the greatest one is Goblet of Fire. That's my favorite.
So, you know, his mom made them read the books before we went to the movies. Kudos to her for doing that and stealing, you know, that kind of effort. Or
I never read the Harry Potter books until I was in elementary school, and that's because I picked it up and it was a dare.
Yeah, so, you know, pretty much it was one of those things that, you know, the Harry Potter movies. And then once he was older and teenager or whatever,
I read things
my thing was let's go get the MCU when the MCU started, you know, and we started watching all the MCU. So
and we get like majority of the popcorn buckets that came out. Like how many do we have? Deadpool, Wolverine. We tried to get the Stranger Things one. If you guys don't know, I'm gonna make a whole popcorn bucket tier list. Not, you know, I've been planning to do that for like 2 years, but I never got to do it. I got sidetracked with a lot of things. But like these are just two of like many of the ones we have. We have like an Optimus Prime, Deadpool, Wolverine. We wanted to get Mjolnir at one point, but we missed it.
Yeah.
What was the Guardian of the Galaxy one? You remember that one? It was like Raccoon. Like Rocket Raccoon was one of them.
I can't remember.
Rocket was supposed to be one of them. And then there was like other ones that we missed out on for sure, which sucked, you know, like we have a Batman one. We have the Back to the Future, the Tron one. There's, like, these are just some great popcorn buckets, in my opinion. Just like when I grow up older to get a man cave and everything like that, oh, for sure, I'm gonna have nothing but a theater room. You're gonna see all these things instead of bourbon in the background. You're gonna see nothing but like nerd shit everywhere. You're gonna be like, this guy's a fucking virgin. I'm like, hey man, I know ball. All right, I know ball. I know. Ask me about a sci-fi series, and this is one thing I hate. People, they love to get me wrong. They don't understand how much of a nerd I am. I watch anime. I play the video game. I watch films. He watches TV shows. Like, we're like, then again, he's not as much as a nerd as I am. But then again, I'm over here about to play fucking Dungeons and Dragons for the first time. Like, I'm about to start rolling dice and shit. Like, you don't expect it.
Not me.
I don't look like it, but I'm a fucking nerd. I'm like phenomenal at this shit. Here's the difference. I'm not a loser. I'm a fucking nerd. And I'm going to live by that shit. You know why? Because Dustin said that shit clearly. Because one thing at the very end, his graduation speech, was he brought everyone together. The jocks, the nerds, the
popular
kids, the triathlons, the all the
Remember,
shits.
he got invited to the party
at the very end. And you know what Mike did?
Oh,
Mike cock blocked the fuck out of him. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He was, because here's the thing. Here's the hypocritical part about that, right? When Mike and Eleven were a thing, oh, he was getting his shit on.
Yeah.
But when Dustin was about to, oh, he said, no, fuck that. Let's go be virgins and play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, great way to end the series, but you just cock blocked your own friend. Like, come on now. You're going to do that? But then again, great way to end the series. I love the way they did end it because they ended it the way they began the series.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
They began the series with Dungeons and Dragons.
Putting away, each one of them had their own little book.
But no, they began it the same exact, like they were playing against the,
but I don't know if you
that's
saw.
a Hydra, whatever it was.
I don't know if you saw, they put each their names on like the booklets.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
So I was like, you know, great way to end it. Phenomenal way. I loved it. I wouldn't, like I said, I really wouldn't go ahead and like want them to change anything, to be honest. If anything, just be more clear, you know, about the endings and stuff. But I do enjoy the fact that they went ahead and gave it to us to go ahead and, you know, think of the endings and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I think after the fact, looking back at it, I give it, like I said, a 9.5 out of 10 for sure.
I give it a solid 9. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, solid 9. So it was a good show, a good run. You know, let's see what other shows and runs, you know, we got on. So
I will be talking about, because this will be the first video, I'm going to be talking about Marty Supreme because I want to go watch that. Great film. So just stay tuned for that. But as always, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. Like I said, my dad, appreciate you guys for watching. I love the support that I've been hearing from not only my job, from certain coworkers. I've been hearing, you know, some feedback from my friends, been hearing feedback from random people I don't even know. You guys specifically, that you guys are out here watching my videos now and actually interacting with it and enjoying it. You know, I may not get like hundreds and thousands of views, but you know, then again, we're still small. We're trying to get up there so that way you guys can enjoy this stuff because I want to make more content, push it out, quality over quantity, quantity over quality, whatever, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to get it done no matter what. Now, as always, like I would love to say to you guys, I'm going to watch, do you want to go watch the Logic movie? I'm not going to watch it, but the Logic movie did come out. It's on Apple TV. He made his own film.
like,
It's supposedly funny. it's like a silent,
Logic?
yes,
Logic?
yes. It's supposedly like a Silent J or Silent Bob and Jay or
Jay and Silent Bob.
Jay and Silent Bob movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those old 2000 movies. It kind of gives off that aura.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to watch it just to see what it's all about because I've been seeing like stupid ass clips about it. And because, you know, Logic is a corny guy, super corny. Much as I love the guy, he's corny as hell. But nonetheless, I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy this. I enjoy recording for you guys. I enjoy posting for you guys. I'm enjoying that I'm bringing my dad into this, you know, not only to do more fitness with me, record more videos with me, but to go out and watch things, you know. And as always, guys, peace, love, and positivity. And we appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Catch you on the next one.